Hey folks, and welcome back to the channel. Now, I am well overdue in giving you an update on what's going on with the Cayenne, my 2006 Porsche Cayenne Turbo S. And spoiler alert, it's not good news. So if we travel back in time to just before Christmas, I got some troubling error codes on the Cayenne. It wasn't really feeling itself. There was not any knocking or anything like that, but generally it was just feeling a bit underpowered. And I did a code scan, and it showed some CPS issues, some underboosting, but also, more concerningly, some timing issues. And so whenever you get that sort of code, you need to stop driving immediately and get it transported to a specialist, which is what I did at the latter half of January. So fast forward to today, I know what's wrong with the Cayenne, and it's not good news. So when the specialist took a look at it, the camshafts were deviating by quite a lot, which indicates that the timing chain has stretched, and so they needed some further investigations to confirm that. So they looked in, and yeah, there was definitely some slack in the timing chain. Not a huge amount, but some. That was indicating that perhaps the guides or the tensioners were starting to wear. And so there was two options at that point. One was to essentially replace the timing chain. That's a hellaciously expensive job. It's about sort of $7,500 to drop the engine and all the bits and all the ancillaries and all that sort of stuff. And it also just takes a long time. It's about sort of 30 hours work, and they wouldn't be able to do that for a good couple of months. So the car would be off the road for a long time. The other option was a potential stopgap. Maybe might fix the issue permanently, in that they could change the upper tensioners and guides, put in some new timing solenoids, retime the engine, and we basically cross our fingers and hope for the best. So that's what I elected to do. And unfortunately, it's not worked. They put in the new tensioners, and when they're trying to time it up, there's just too much slack in the engine, too much slack in the chain, which means that the chain does need to be replaced along with the guides. I don't know if it's sensible to do that. In fact, let me change my mind. It's completely not sensible to do that. It's obviously $7,500, and you can bet dollars to donuts that the costs wouldn't end there. As soon as you start getting in and pulling out an engine, you're going to find gaskets, hoses, things will break, clips will shear off, all these sorts of things. And so that $7,500 to drop the engine could be much, much more. And it still needs things like a gearbox oil service. So that's an extra grand. So would I actually even see change out of £10,000? Probably not. And so I've been doing a lot of sort of man maths overnight to try and figure out what's the best thing to do. I don't really have a good answer. I think, as I said in my video in December when I first uncovered this issue, there are no good solutions here, only bad ones, which is really, really quite sad. And I've come sort of to the decision, I'm giving myself the day to think about it, that I'm not going to fix the car. And I'll pay the bill that I owe at the specialist, and they've been fantastic because they've worked many extra hours free of charge trying to persuade the Cayenne to get into time, and they're not charging for me for that. The bill is still going to be chunky, unfortunately, because there's a bunch of parts that they've used that they can't send back. And yeah, I'm going to be down a huge amount. I think I've just to give myself some extra pain, I calculate just how much money I'm going to lose if I basically get rid of the car as is. It's a lot. It's the biggest loss I've ever made on a car. Yeah, hindsight is 2020. Obviously, this wasn't the car that I should have bought. I bought enthusiastically, and that's always a really bad idea. I also bought at the peak, just before the second-hand used car prices started to crash. So honestly, if I had like the tools and the talent and the space, yes, that changing the timing chain is something that I could consider, but realistically, I don't have those skills. You need very specialized tools to time up the four camshafts on the 4.5 litre V8 in the Porsche Cayenne, and I just don't have them, so they'd be very expensive. And I can't drop a huge engine on my driveway. I just can't do that. You need things like an engine lift, a four-post lift, all these sorts of things. You basically need to be a mechanic in a garage for it to make sense. And I'm just not one of those things. I can barely service my cars. So I think trying to think about how I salvage anything from this is something I'm still trying to process, really. It sucks. I love the Cayenne. I've only had it for 4 months, and it's cost me a fortune. And yeah, okay, it's a Mark 1 Cayenne. Some form of large build was coming, and I'd kind of prepared in my mind. Even when I bought it, I'm like, I know this is going to cost quite a chunk of money to run. And there were lots of things I was expecting: turbos, hoses, servicing, all those sorts of things, potential bore score. I hadn't really planned on the timing chain being dead. And that's not something that was apparent when I bought it. There were no obvious signs that there were any problems with the car. It's just, the only thing I can take away from is next time, make sure that the car I'm buying has impeccable service history. But even then, timing chains can stretch as, just in general. And so it is, just, some of it is stupidity and some of it is just bad luck. It's just the way it works out with cars sometimes. And I think when buying cars, there is always that risk, particularly as you're buying cars for content, all that sort of stuff. You buy ropey ones because, again, the story is fixing them up. That is always more interesting, and people love the journey and the drama and hopefully the amazing success, not the crushing failures. But maybe for, if I'm able to continue with this channel, the next car needs to be much, much more sensible. And that's kind of brings me on to the next thing. Where do we go from here? Because, taking an epic loss on the Cayenne, if I do sell it, is going to be tough to absorb. Not impossible, but it really does limit what I can do over the next couple of months, because it's, I bought the car for 9.5. I've probably put a good sort of couple of grand plus into servicing. Plus I've got, what is looking like a 2.5 grand bill on top of that. So that's 14 grand. I might be able to sell the car for 2 grand. I've got it listed on Facebook Marketplace, and I have been inundated with people looking to buy a broken Cayenne at sort of 2 grand. So, maybe I can only take a £12,000 loss. Happy days. And I need to figure out what's next for the channel, because project cars are what's, is what sort of this channel is about. And ultimately, you need a car to create content on. Luckily, the Punto is in great shape. We are getting the middle silencer put in tomorrow, so the exhaust should be a lot quieter. I've got some parts that I'm putting on, like a short shift kit, so there's going to be some Punto related content coming down the line. But other than that, the car is in really good shape. So there's not much I can do on the Punto. I'm going to some events. I'm going to Rustival. I'm going to Shedfest. And so the car will be there. And so if you're there, let me know. It'd be great to meet up in person. But I'm going to need something else. And it can't be the Cayenne. I can't do a timing chain job on my own. So, I'm kind of putting this one out to the universe. What should I do next? Do you know of a cheaper way of doing a timing chain on a Porsche Cayenne? Is there any way to avoid dropping an engine? If you know, let me know, because I still would like to get the car fixed up, but I just can't. I can't pay 7.5 grand for a car that's just not worth that much. A high mileage Porsche Cayenne Turbo S is maybe like 7 grand with the market corrections, and it's just not worth that. Even though it is a very rare car. There was, I think, fewer than 300 sold in the UK. It's very fast, supremely comfortable. It is an absolute joy to drive when it's working. So, if there is someone that wants to take on this project, let me know. Hit me up in the comments, or ping me on project40cars@gmail.com, or hit me up on Instagram @project40cars. I'd love to hear from you. And if you know a better way to fix this car, please just get in touch. I think for now I'm going to lick my wounds a little bit. I've asked the specialist to button up the car, to put everything back together so it's at least in one piece, and then I'm either going to sell it or send it off to Copart or something else, and that really kind of just depends on what I can find out and figure out over the next couple of days. But I did want to kind of get my thoughts down on camera and give you an update, because I know I'm way behind on trying to give you some information. There's 2 ways that you can help me right now. One, if you're not subscribed, please consider doing so. And even if you are subscribed, please just watch some other content. There's a whole range of other videos, and there's some more videos to come in the next couple of weeks that I'm pretty excited about. So please just, that is the easiest thing that anyone can do. And every minute watched, I am deeply appreciative of. And, I'd love to hear your thoughts as well. So drop a comment. But one thing I will say is, if you are going to leave a comment, just think, I'm already feeling quite bad about this. So I'd like to avoid a pile-on if possible, because my intentions were good. My cause was noble. And like the pathway to hell and broken cars, sometimes it just doesn't work out. Hopefully I'll be able to salvage something out of this automotive disaster. But what that is, I don't know yet. I need to figure out over the next couple of days. But for now, that's the end of the video. If you've watched this far, thank you so much for watching. And I really do hope you consider liking and subscribing. And with that, hopefully, I'll catch you down the road.